have a draft pick here.
You do?
We have a guy that's been here, Matt Schick, for 4 years, and he was part of the last Big 12 title team because he actually wasn't just on the roster, but he had some key defensive plays right here in this building. Yeah. Remember that? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, man.
It feels like a while ago.
It's a memory, man, that I'll never forget. You know, I still keep in contact with players on that team, and you know, that's forever family. And, you know, there's a picture actually right out there, and I got to see it, and, man, it just brought back so many memories of joy and happiness and everything, man. I want to get back to it.
Speaking of getting back to it, what's it like when you played, let's take your freshman year, because it was such a great experience, to see all those, I don't know, what do we call this color? Burgundy and gold, or
Cardinal and gold.
Cardinal and gold, yeah. Sorry, I'm not gonna get a free meal in anything. But what's that like, knowing when we call it Hilton South?
Yep.
When you go back to that freshman year and think of all those people in there rooting for you, what's this building like?
Man, this building is, like you said, it's Hilton South, man. It's ridiculous. It gets crazy in that, and thinking about the championship game, you know, going against KU, it was a sea of blue on one side and a sea of red on the other side, and it was just amazing, you know, have that fan support, and I can't wait to get that back.
George Conditt here on the set with us. So it does feel like a while ago because things haven't gone that great in Iowa State. That's, you know, there's a new head coach there, obviously. We heard from TJ. What was last season like, not just with COVID, but compounded with the losing in 18 straight for a guy who's experienced success at Iowa State? How would you describe it?
Last year it happened, man. You know, you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. You know, a lot of people ask me about last year, and I acknowledge it a lot. You know, it happened. But I look forward to what is going to transpire this year. You know, last year was a learning lesson, and that's all you got to take it as is a learning lesson. So you move on and you play the next game, and you know, you're still able to wake up and play this game. So
what'd you learn about yourself going through a year like that?
I learned a lot about myself, man. Mental toughness. I learned that I can push through a lot more than I think I can. So, yeah.
I like it. You are a legacy guy because your dad played football at Iowa State. You're now going to be part of this program for 4 years.
Yep.
Your leadership. You got Matt mentioned the transfers. I'm excited to see your freshman point guard, Tyrese Hunter, at practice tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah. So he was under Fred and Prome. I want to say he was under Prome for 1 year. And that's when I first got into contact with Iowa State. And I didn't know too much about TJ, but I did follow kind of his career. And once people started mentioning his name and replacements for our coach, you know, I kind of went and looked at him and realized, man, like, he's done a really good job as a coach. You know, UNLV had a really great season his first year there, and he really turned things around there. So I think he has a plan for Iowa State. You know, he loves Iowa State, and I can't wait to play.
You've practiced under him. What's the impact been? What have you noticed about what he likes and demands?
There's a status, and you gotta uphold. You gotta uphold it at all times. And with TJ, man, he's a great person that loves his players. You know, he's really invested in his players.
How does he show that?
He wants to listen to his players a lot, man. So if I see something, I can just go up to him and tell him. And if Tyrese sees something, he can go up to him and tell him. Like, it's not just being a senior and being able to have that voice. Everyone on that team has that voice, and he's a great listening coach, and he understands the game really, really well. So
I've been a big fan of yours since that freshman year. Where have you gotten better over, let's say, the last 6 months?
Yeah, just really been focusing on, you know, getting penetrating catches, getting a rhythm jump shot, you know, trying to be able to stay efficient.
Right.
That was my biggest thing, and you know, still have my defensive presence. I feel like I did really well overseas this summer, and trying to prove that I can be more efficient, be more productive on the offensive side. So I hope to bring that here to Iowa State.
Tell the fans that are watching at home, Cyclone fans, Big 12 fans, what you did this summer with the Puerto Rican national team.
So yeah, I played with the Puerto Rican national team. I was able to play in the Olympic qualifying matches. So, you know, I played against Italy, I played against Serbia in those matches, but I also got to play in exhibition matches against Croatia, Mexico, a few other countries. But, you know, it was really good, and it really helped me a lot, you know, understand physicality-wise and bring that back here. So,
new players, new transfers like we talked about. He mentioned Tyrese Hunter. What are you seeing from him? What are you seeing from some of these other newcomers that gives you hope for the season?
Man, everyone's bought in. You know, with Tyrese, he's a great player. He's a great listener. He wants to learn a lot, and he knows what he's capable of doing. So whenever I come over to him and try to let him know, hey, this is what happens when this happens, or this is what happens when this happens, you know, he takes it in, and the very next play, I got it. So he's a really good player, a really good listener, and everyone else, you know, they're as bought in as he is as well. You know, people are putting in extra hours, people are putting in that time, and I'm really looking forward to this season.
Can I tell you something?
Yes, sir.
When you're a big guy, always take your point guard to lunch.
Oh no, I take care of I take care of my point guard. Yep.
Take care of your point guard, because he's going to take care of you, George.
Yes, sir.
Got the show you the non-conference slate here for Iowa State.